Something that I've been struggling with a lot is being able to tap into my feminine energy. Ever since I was a child, I was praised only when I was like doing something for others, getting good grades. And then when I was doing something wrong, making a human freaking mistake, I would have get hit at physically. Unfortunately, this is a normal thing for Asian families. If I was doing something that my parents didn't want me to do, even if it was making me feel happy, I wouldn't receive love anymore. My parents would be like, oh, so now you're not going to be my child. This is not the kid I want to have. I wanted to raise a good, nice child who listens to her parents. This is what it means to be a good child. And you cannot do whatever you want because parents know better than you do. Which is only partially true. And I learned from such a young age that love is conditional. That if I don't perform or do something that others want me to do, I wouldn't be loved unconditionally. I must behave in a way. I should be quiet and not scream and not show emotions because that means that I will be too sensitive. And guys, like, this is something very normalized in a lot of families. What the And only recently I discovered that this is not normal. Only recently, and I'm already freaking 17 years old. That's why I've been like working my ass off to not only get on good grades, but also pursuing my dream to become a YouTuber, a content creator who talks about self-development because it's something that I love, that I'm passionate about. But the way I did that was so like wrong. I was focusing too much on doing more. I was putting 20 hours, I'm not kidding, to publish one video. I would spend like 2 hours per day or even less because I would procrastinate because of my perfectionism and pressure and wanting to succeed. That not only I lost motivation, it wasn't a passion anymore. It would take me 1 month to publish one video. And sometimes I would publish only one video every like 5 months. I remember that I thought, oh my god, maybe this is not for me. I need to put too much effort. It's so hard and mentally draining. Every time I went back at home from school, I would feel tired, you know, as normal it is. And then I need to do my homework for 2 hours and then do, you know, film, edit it, and script, you know, for 2 hours. Editing videos, it would take me like 6 hours, 8 hours, and then like I was also scripting, so it would take me 3 hours. Recording 30 minutes, no, 1 hour something, and then like publishing a video like 1 hour again or 2 hours, I don't remember. Also like making a thumbnail, 1 hour. Plus I was trying to like watch all those videos that teach you, you know, on YouTube how to become a successful YouTuber, but I didn't realize that all this advice was for entertainment niche channels and not self-development channels. And only recently I've been discovering that all those advices, like making flashy thumbnails, you know, like you can watch on my channel the kind of thumbnails that I used to make. They were very like Mr. Beast type of style. Also the editing, it was like flashy, full of effects, zooms every 3 seconds. The hell, it would take me 20 hours, if not more. The fuck, I lost motivation, the reason why I started at the beginning. And then I discovered that I don't even need scripts. Now I'm filming without a script, but I'm following a storytelling structure. But I don't need a word-for-word script anymore because I realized that in the self-development niche you need certain traits. You don't need to do more with editing and all this stuff because this niche is all about connection and not performance, not trying to entertain people and hook people every single second. Those niches are so different from each other, and I've been following the advice of the entertainment niche. And guess how many hours I spent to upload one video? Guess it! It's been so difficult for me to shift from masculine energy to feminine energy also at work. You know, I'm literally doing way less, 4 times less than I used to do before. Now, for me, it takes about 4 hours to publish one video because I don't do scripts anymore. I don't do like flashy thumbnails and editing. A thumbnail, it takes me like 15 minutes, editing 2 hours. I'm focusing more on connecting with people emotionally, show my authentic self and not sound robotic. I've been feeling so guilty, so freaking guilty because I equated doing more with receiving more, and it's a pattern I need to break. It's something that I have been taught since I was a freaking little child. Growing up, seeing my parents working their ass off to earn very little money, or it's also like the society itself has always been saying, if you work more hours, it means that you're going to earn more because majority of the jobs are based on that. And it's not even their fault. And content creation is different. I needed to realize that. One thing that helped me to stop having this mindset and feeling guilty for doing less is to, first of all, I'm not doing less. Like, yeah, maybe externally it seems like I'm doing way less because it is, but then I'm putting more emotional work, connection, which is something that I didn't used to do before, so I need to adapt, first of all. And second of all, having enough energy to connect with the camera and all this stuff, you need time to rest and be creative. And how can you be creative? You need to spend time with yourself, get bored, and maybe do things that are creative for you, or to train your mind to make it feel normal and powerful to connect with an audience, in front of the camera. Also because when you're in front of the camera, people are going to feel you, connect with you less than it would be, in real life where you are in presence with each other. The really thing that was stopping me from embodying this feminine energy also at work is the fact that I realized that I've been equating my worth with doing more. If I do less, then it means that I'm not worthy of success. And it's a limiting belief that a lot of people have. That's why I feel guilty when I receive without struggle. I have this constant pressure to prove myself. When I was making those YouTube videos, hey, I'm able to edit so well, those thumbnails are very flashy and good, and then I would get disappointed and wonder why I wasn't receiving any views. Or it's normal to not receive any views at the beginning, but I genuinely think that I would have more subscribers if I knew what I know now. Sometimes I even have this fear of coming off as lazy and because I'm not working hard enough. It's as if if I do things with ease, with less effort than majority of people, it means that I'm cheating while I'm playing a game. You know what I mean? For me, the rules of this game of life was I'm going to win the game if I struggled. But then now I need to switch the rule in my belief system, in my subconscious, and tell it that the rules are, the more you are aligned energetically, especially, the more you're doing only the necessary actions. You don't need to do more. Essentially, you need to work smarter, not harder. And the more you are relaxed, so you can show up better for other people, the more you're going to win. Especially I grew up by emotionally parenting myself. If you want to know more about it, I made this video about how to survive and heal when you grew up in a toxic family, how it feels being more mature and outgrowing your parents. And since I was parenting myself emotionally, growing up, it made me feel safe only when I was putting in the effort on something, because otherwise I would be useless, stupid. What the fuck? So that's why when something is simple, flowy, feminine energy type of vibes, my body feels it as if it's danger, as if something is wrong, like I'm doing something wrong, because my subconscious interprets ease as something unfamiliar. Boys should naturally embody masculine energy more, and girls naturally embody majority of the times feminine energy, because everyone has both energies. Here's when everyone gets confused about feminine and masculine energy because of TikTok and all these social media platforms. But like, feminine or masculine energy is not about gender. It's about how your nervous system gets energized, how your creativity flows, and how your identity organizes purpose and fulfillment. So, some people, men or women, feel energized by structure, systems, strategy, control, schedules, and which is masculine energy. And then there are men or women who feel energized when they are inspired, when they follow their intuition, when they equate a emotional meaning to their work, or an aesthetic presence, or being moved by their internal energy. And this is how feminine energy works, and both can be successful, okay? Like, it's in our biology as girls to naturally be in our feminine energy. 100,000 years ago, when we were still monkeys in caves, boys were out there hunting and doing and achieving, and then like girls were more laid back in the cave, at ease, flowy. And that's what the reason why all those people are saying you should be on your feminine energy if you are a girl. Obviously not always. Now that people can do whatever they want, patriarchy is like slowly but surely like dissolving away. There are women who are naturally in their masculine energy, so like you just need to follow whatever it feels like right for you. I'm just saying that because of history and our biology, majority of women tend to, at their core, be in their feminine energy more, and vice versa. But then it's not always the case nowadays. For me personally, it wasn't natural at all to be constantly in my masculine energy. I would feel burned out and procrastinate a lot. And for a guy, it wouldn't be. It's like an energy booster when they achieve something and do more and structure things and all this stuff and plan. So that's why it's bad for a guy to be in their feminine energy, because if they are too laid back, they're going to be even more lazy, and they're going to lack passion and drive for life. And it's the opposite for us women. When we are at ease, creative, intuitive, like in flow, and at ease, we are going to be able to do more. Like, trust me, now that I'm working like 2 hours per day to publish 3 videos per week. So I didn't fully eliminated my masculine energy at work. It's just like something that sustains my feminine energy. The rest of the free time, I pass it by listening to podcasts, walking, and so I can get more creative. Because this is the thing, like, if we women, we do less, we are going to be able to do more, because we get inspired, we get creative, and we want to do something because it feels right, it feels in flow and ease, like, because we want to do it. Like, when we don't feel forced to do something, we are going to do it better and even more, which is the pretty much opposite for men, where they are not going to get very inspired and creative like us women when they are at ease and relaxing, you know what I mean? They get inspired and more driven and more proud of themselves when they achieve, when they do. And I know like majority of women grew up like me. You need to realize that you are not afraid to do less, because it's in your nature. Like, it's just because you are scared of being loved for who you are when you're doing nothing. Like, that's the issue. When you're not proving anything at all, and just like do your things just for the sake of it, and you want to do them and in flow, like, it's not natural for you because it became a habit for you to prove and to do, because you think, oh my god, what if they are going to reject me? You received love only when you were doing something, when you were like sort of proving yourself. Like, another thing that has been really like ruining our feminine energy as girls is when people say to us, do not cry because we are too sensitive. One of the core things of feminine energy is feeling our emotions deeply, to process them. That's when also guys need to learn to, feel their emotions. Like, you remember that before I said that, every gender has both energies. Because if men learn to like process their emotions and like freaking cry shamelessly, they are going to be better leaders. They are going to be good at relationships, especially with women. Like, one of the causes of breakups is because of the fact that the guy doesn't listen or doesn't have the emotional intelligence to listen and like, I don't know, process the emotions that the girl is like expressing. They don't know how to handle emotions. You guys need to remember that doing less is not cheating. Doing less is alignment. And one way to hack your subconscious mind into thinking that it's safe, it's good, it's in your birthright to be in your feminine energy most of the time, is by wait for part 2, where I'm going to spill the tea about the actions that you can take to master feminine energy.